Hello and welcome to Held and Heard. This is a podcast for pregnant and postpartum mamas who want to feel more connected to their babies and more confident in themselves. Here, we talk about elimination communication and infant potty learning as a way of listening, not as something to add to your plate, but as a way to better understand what your baby has been communicating from the very beginning. This is a place where you learn to trust your baby and yourself. I'm your host, Heather Medlin, mother of 3, infant potty learning educator, and founder of Ready for Birth, where I guide postpartum mamas through every stage of early potty learning, from birth to toilet independence. Each week, I'll help you slow down, tune in, and discover just how aware and capable your baby already is, so you can meet them with confidence instead of doubt. Your baby is communicating, and you are capable of listening. Let's get started. Good morning. Welcome back to Held and Heard. I am recording from my back porch this morning. It is still dark outside. I'm sitting here with a hot cup of coffee, and both of my older kids are currently in my bed. I woke up this morning around 5 a.m. and not only my son, but also my daughter had climbed in. I was way too crowded, so I got up, and we're having an early day today, but it is allowing me to record this from my porch with a cup of coffee. I'm glad you're sitting here with me today whenever you're listening, but I just wanted to share a little bit about what it's actually like doing EC with your baby. I know many of you listening are starting to see the benefits of why you would want to do elimination communication, what the benefits are for your baby and for you, and just your life in general. But you might still be wondering, can I do this? Do I really want the lifestyle that's going to come with this? Many people are just familiar with babies in diapers. That's all we've ever really known. It's all we see in our friends and our sisters and our cousins. It's all we really see in the media. So what is it actually like to do EC with your baby? I'm going to start at the end and work my way backwards because I am currently with my baby, my third baby. He is 11 months old right now. He's almost 1. He's going to have his birthday here in a couple of weeks. And I want to show you what that's like, and then I'll rewind a bit and we'll talk about what it was like in the very beginning. And if you're new here, I have actually done this with both of my youngest 2 babies, my daughter, who is now 3, and my third baby, who's almost 1. My oldest son, who is 5, I did not know about EC, and I did not do this with him. So he was in diapers, as most babies are. We did use cloth diapers. I was very committed to cloth diapers, and I did not potty train him until my daughter was born, so he was about 26 months old when we started potty training. And it was very challenging, and it took a while. But today, I just want to talk to you about what is it actually like to do EC. So let me give you an example. Let's talk about a typical day in the life with an 11-month-old potty trained baby, because he is potty trained in the sense of he has the awareness in his body when he needs to go. He can communicate that very clearly to me and other caregivers, and he can hold it and wait long enough to get there most of the time. And I do want to say, caring for a baby, caring for a child is a 24-hour job. So let's start in the nighttime and work our way forward. I put him to bed last night around 7:30. I do nurse him to sleep still. That's just what we do. It works great for him, and he's been asleep since then. I've got his monitor here next to me as I'm recording, and if he wakes up, I am going to have to stop and go get him, but that's part of the job. At nighttime, I listen for him to wake up. If he wakes up, which is not every night, but often, if he wakes up, I will go get him. And most of the time, he has already peed in his diaper by the time I fully come to, realize that he needs me, and get there. And he sleeps in my closet. It's not like he's way across the house. He does sleep in a crib. He sleeps in my closet of my bedroom, and I will go get him. And here's the thing. I just ask him, do you need to go potty? And if he lets me know that he needs to go, I will absolutely take him. If not, I just change his diaper and then I will nurse him again and he will fall asleep and be fully asleep where I can lay him back down in about 20 to 30 minutes. And then I go back to bed. How does he let me know? He usually will get really still and quiet. If I ask him the right thing, if I ask him, hey, do you need to go potty? And he needs to go, then he stops crying. He might look in the direction of the bathroom where his potty is. He might start smiling. This happens a lot. He will show me with his body language and his facial expression that I've got the right answer. That's what I need. I have also found that if I think it's potty and I'm not sure, I can literally just walk into the bathroom towards the potty. And if he needs to go, he will sort of like look at it and lean towards it, relax. If he doesn't need to go, he will scream. He will literally tell me no with his voice, with his body. He will start arching. It is very, very clear when he does not need the potty. So I can just walk over there and he'll tell me yes or no, and then I can keep going. On rare occasions, he will actually need to poop in the middle of the night. This has probably happened like 5 to 10 times in his whole life. But occasionally he needs to poop in the middle of the night, and he will communicate that he needs to go potty. We will go and sit there, and he might sit there for a good 5 to 8 minutes before something happens. But again, because I understand his signals and I understand his body language from doing this with him from birth, I know what he needs, and I can sit there with him expectantly knowing that something's going to happen and we're not just like hanging out in the bathroom in the middle of the night for no reason. That's the kind of clarity that comes with experience doing this and really knowing what you're looking for. Okay, so first thing in the morning, we hit our first key offer time. We always, always, always go to the potty first thing in the morning when he wakes up. He usually will pee right when he wakes up. Like when I say right, I mean within the first 3 minutes of being awake, usually he will need to pee. So always, no matter what, I get him up. I take his diaper off. It is always wet because he has peed in the middle of the night while he was still asleep, which is okay. He's asleep, so that's not a problem. He's not consciously asking me to go. He's still a baby. He will not have the physical development, the hormonal development to be able to stay fully asleep and fully dry all night long until he's older. This is very developmentally normal. So I will take his wet diaper off. I will take him to the potty and we'll sit there. Sometimes nothing happens because he's just peed. Sometimes he has a huge pee right away. Sometimes he pees and poops first thing in the morning. But it does not matter about the outcome. It matters about the consistency of the offer. So I'm always taking him first thing in the morning, no matter what. Sometimes something happens, sometimes it doesn't. After that, I will put him in his trainers, usually, or just pants. And we normally do diaper free time right after that first potty of the day because I know that he's empty and he has not had mama milk yet. So he's going to be able to be dry and successful for probably an hour after that. Then I will feed him his mama milk. We nurse in the morning, and he will either let me know that he needs to pee after that. Like, let's say I got him up and he didn't pee the first thing because he had already gone. Usually then when I'm feeding him milk, he will start to squirm and get agitated and fussy. And I know he needs to pee then. So we'll go back to the potty. I'll offer him. He'll pee right away. I will get him dressed for the day. If I'm going to work that day and I'm handing him off to the nanny, I will put him in a diaper at this point. So now he's dressed, he's in a diaper. We go have breakfast. He may show me that he needs to go poop after breakfast, or he may not show me at all. I get him out of his high chair. He plays in the floor with me while I'm getting ready or while I'm making the lunches. And again, I just let him do his thing. And at this point, at 11 months, I don't have to watch him continuously. He will come to me when he needs to go. There was a day recently when my nanny was here. She comes at 8:30. I'm getting ready in my bathroom. He's playing in the living room, in the front room with her. And all of a sudden, here he comes, crawling into the bathroom, looks up at me. I said, "Oh, do you need to potty?" He looks at his little potty And I was like, great. So I helped him hold on to the side of the bathtub. I pulled his pants down and his diaper because he was already dressed for the day for her. And I scooted his potty up behind his knees and he sat down on his own. So I helped him undress. I put the potty there for him and he did the rest of it on his own. He sat down in his potty. He peed. He crawled off on his own. I helped him pull his pants and diaper back up and he crawled out of the room. That is how easy it gets to be at this age if you have laid the groundwork with your baby from the beginning. Or even later on. I've talked to many mamas who have started later, who have started post 6 months, even when their baby is already mobile and crawling, and they are still having this kind of success with early potty training between 12 and 18 months. You can absolutely still start late with EC and still have your baby fully potty trained by 18 months. Y'all, that is still half the time of the average age of potty training in the United States right now. Half the time in diapers. If you are late hearing about this and your baby is already 6 months or 11 months or older, do not wait. The sooner you start this practice, the sooner you start laying the foundation, your baby is so much more capable than you may realize. And the truth is, they want to do this. They are waiting for you to show up and start helping them. I promise you, once you start showing up and helping them, they are going to pick it up like that. And you are going to be amazed at how fast you start seeing results. Okay, so this particular day, I was going to work. He had been dry since the morning. He came in, he took himself to pee, and he crawled back out of the room to go play. And I know I can wait on him to come to me to let me know when he needs help, because I have followed the protocol that I teach in my mini course, Ditch the Diapers. And I did this with both my second and now my third baby. This is how I got them out of diapers so fast. My daughter was taking herself to the potty to poop at 14 months old. She did not even start walking until 15 and a half months. She's kind of late to the party on the walking, but she was already taking herself independently to her potty to poop without any assistance, any prompting from me at 14 months old. And so we got her out of diapers at 14 months. There was absolutely no reason to have her in diapers at that point because she was truly taking responsibility for it on her own. My current baby, we stopped using daytime diapers with him for the most part around 7.5 months. And this is when I'm home with him. Obviously, when he's with his nanny, I do put him in diapers. But the point is, that is not the main event. That is not the expected toilet for him to use. We expect him to come and tell us that he needs to go to the potty, and he does. I teach you guys how to do this in my Ditch the Diapers course because the most common reason that previously EC'd babies end up still in diapers at 15, 18, 24 months old is not because they're not capable or that this doesn't work. It's because their parents don't have any other model for how or when to get their babies out of diapers when the world around them is saying wait until 2 to 3 years old. So you've done all this work. You've laid the foundation. You've been consistent. Then what do you do? How do you actually wrap this up and pass the baton of responsibility to your baby? Ditch the diapers. That is exactly where I show you how to do this, how to get yourself out of the way. You may be blocking your baby's progress without even realizing it. In my Ditch the Diapers method, I teach you exactly how to do this so that you can stop using diapers at home, give your baby the responsibility themselves, and start to really, truly be able to step back and wait for them to initiate every time. Okay, so on this particular day, I handed over the reins. I went to work, and my baby then is with our nanny while I'm gone. She takes him to the potty at the same times that I would when I'm home with him. And then I came back around 4 o'clock. I will nurse him again at that point. And usually, not always, usually, he will show me while I'm nursing him. He'll start to get squirmy. He'll start to get agitated. He'll pop off the boob and not want to latch anymore. He will show me that he needs to go potty. So we'll go back to the potty, set him on there, 9 times out of 10, he will pee and poop right then. He's literally held his poop all day long if he didn't go in the morning and waited for me to come home. So he'll poop. I will put him back in his trainers, in his underwear, and I will finish working. He will play with my big kids, and then he will come and tell me when he needs to go again. Same thing, making dinner, he's playing, I'm waiting for him to initiate. If we go out for a walk later, I will wear him. He will tell me if he needs to go. Now I'm wearing him, so it's very easy for me to know. And if he needs to go, I just respond. There are many, many times where we might be walking and he's super calm, super calm, super calm, and then he starts to get agitated. Okay, so what do you do when you're walking, you're like a mile from your house, and your baby needs to go potty? One of two things. I will, if it's really cold outside or rainy or otherwise, like I don't want to get him out and expose him, I will say, hey, I see you need to go potty. Can you wait? I'm going home. I will get you out in a few minutes. And I will just keep reassuring him as we're walking, like, hey, I see you. We're almost there. We're almost there. And most of the time, if it's within 5 to 10 minutes of when he starts initially letting me know, he'll wait. He'll hold it. And then I will get him out once we get there. And same thing, put him on the potty. He'll go right away. If not, let's say we're at the park. We're at the playground, way away from home. We're not going to be home anytime soon. I will just get him out right there and potty him beside a bush. Potty him beside the road. Find a nice tree. Potty him beside the tree. Potty him beside the car if we're out and about at the grocery store. This is just what we do. I just find a spot. I will try to find a private spot and I will let him go. And he goes. I put his pants back on, put him back in the carrier, happy as a clam. It's really about understanding the context of where you are, knowing your baby's signals. That is the foundation of all of this. Like, you cannot do EC if you do not understand your baby's signals. It's not just about offering after waking up or after a feed or after a nap. It's not just about offering at these keystone moments, which is important, yes, but you also have to understand your baby's signals. All of this is about listening and learning your baby and learning your baby's communication so that you can respond to them consistently. They're having their needs met. They're going to be calmer. They're going to be happier. Your motherhood experience is going to be so much less stressful when you actually understand your baby. Okay, so on a day when I'm home, let's say it's a Friday or Saturday, I'm home from work. I'm parenting solo because my husband is working and it's the middle of the day. Let's say we're going on an outing. I will potty him beside my car before I load him into his car seat. Don't do it in the house because Lord knows it takes forever to leave when you have multiple children. It might be 25 minutes before you actually get in the car. I will literally take him to the car, put the bag in the car, and potty him beside the car. He knows if I'm doing that, we're about to get in, we're about to go somewhere. He will be stuck in his car seat for a while. So he knows the drill. And he will almost always go beside the car when I'm loading him in. This is whether we're at home, we're at the grocery store, we're at the doctor's office, we're at the park. I always potty him before we load in. I will give him a chance to go again when we get out. And he may or may not go then, depending on how long of a trip it's been, whether or not he peed before we got in the car. But I will always give him the offer. And this can be super quick. A lot of people worry about, oh, it's going to take so much time to get him undressed and take their diaper off and the clothes off. But this gets to be really fast because when your baby's diaper is dry, there's nothing to worry about. You can literally just shimmy it off their booty, hold them in a classic hold, give them the cue, let them go, and they either go or they don't, and you just pull it back up and keep going on your way. Also, no snaps. Y'all, I do not do snaps. We do not do snaps on clothing because that just takes too much time. I always dress my baby in separate pants and a t-shirt or shorts and a t-shirt so that I can undress him with one hand while I'm holding him in my left arm and I'm undressing him with my right arm. This makes it super fast and it's not stressful to constantly offer, or it might feel like you're constantly offering, especially with a newborn. It's just easier if you dress them in such a way that you can very quickly get in and out. And as long as you are dealing with a dry diaper or just a pee diaper, you don't even need a changing table. You don't even need to lay your baby horizontal. You can literally just hold them in your arm, pull their pants down, potty them, and go. Let's say we're going to the grocery store. I will potty him beside the car. And then now, again, he's calm. He just peed. I know what he needs. I know that he doesn't need to pee. And then if I'm wearing him, it's very easy for me to see when that changes, when that shifts. We're halfway through the grocery run. We're in the dairy aisle and he starts to fuss and squirm. I know, okay, he needs to go pee again. And again, I will say, hey, do you need to go potty? He'll let me know with his body language. And then I will just take him and my other 2 kids to the bathroom. We'll batch pee. Everybody will go pee. Even I will go pee. That way I'm not like, now I have to go later. So I will kind of let him set the schedule for the whole family. And when he needs to go, we'll all go. So we're on the same rhythm and routine. And that's just a little tip to save you from running back and forth to the bathroom in public places. But this works anywhere, not just a grocery store. Anywhere you're out and about, if your baby needs to go, find a toilet, find a restroom, and go. When we travel, we're in and out of the bathrooms in the airport and on the airplane, and we just look for a public toilet. It's the same thing if you need to go. You just find a place and go. And a lot of people will say, but Heather, aren't you running to the bathroom constantly? Don't babies need to go all the time? Isn't it just more convenient to change a diaper later when it's convenient for you? Y'all, I have pelvic floor dysfunction myself, like even before I had my first baby. And I have been the kind of person that basically has to pee every hour on the hour, no matter where I'm at. If I'm at work, if I'm in grad school, if I'm at the grocery store, if I'm on a road trip, I have to stop and pee personally every hour, more or less. Guess what? My baby boy at 11 months old can already hold it and wait at least for 90 minutes, sometimes longer. I'm already going to the bathroom, and it is not a whole lot of more effort to just sync him up with me and my other 2 children, or for me to sync myself up with him. We're all going to the bathroom anyway, and I would much rather potty him over the toilet with a dry diaper and no changing table required than have to clean up a poopy mess with a squirmy alligator baby on a public changing table that's got God knows what germs all over it while he tries to throw himself on the floor. No thanks. No thanks. So if you want to talk about what's easier, guarantee you pottying your baby with a clean diaper is going to be a game changer. We're on an outing, we go pee, we get back to the car. There are times when you are just offering because you're about to do something. So like you're about to get in the car or you're about to go in the grocery store. And there are other times where you are responding to a live signal. We're in the grocery store and we're shopping for cheese and now he has to go pee. It's both and. It's not just offering at the right time. It's also offering on the right signal and listening for the signal and noticing and responding. And then same thing when we get home. We are going to just watch for his signals. I know as long as he's playing happily, he's not fussing, he's not coming to me and asking for something, he's good. And I also trust, because I've laid this foundation before using the method that I teach in Born Ready and then in Ditch the Diapers, he knows what to do. He's fully aware of his needs, and he will come to me when he needs help. And I can focus on whatever it is that I'm doing, and he will come to me when he needs my help. And he does. He'll be playing happily for 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then he'll crawl over and he'll start climbing up my leg. What most people don't realize when their baby is coming to them, they think, oh, they just need a cuddle. They're just feeling lonely. They need something. They're coming to you because they need something. And they're trying to let you know. And they're not verbal yet. And so they can't say like, hey, I need a snack. Or, hey, I need to poop. Can you help me out here? But you can learn how to read this body language in the context of everything else that's going on and respond accurately and confidently every time. That's what I teach you how to do inside my courses. Let me give you another example. Last night, we had gone out for pizza together as a family, and my husband loaded him in the car and got him out of the car when we got there. And once we got in the car on the way to the restaurant, I turned to him and I said, "Hey, did you potty our baby before we got in the car?" And he was like, "No." We got to the restaurant and then he brought our baby in and we get inside and I said, "Did you potty him beside the car before we came in?" "Well, no." "Okay, now he has not gone pee since we left the house. Since before we left the house, he didn't go pee in the restaurant, and now he's sitting in his high chair while we wait for our food to come. Now I know about how long it's been. I also know that he's going to let me know when he needs to go." And here's what I could have done. I could have stopped what I was doing right then and taken him to the bathroom because he hadn't been in a while. But I have learned in doing this with my daughter and now with my son, it is not helpful to go and offer the potty preemptively. If your baby is not actively signaling, they don't need to go. And then you're just going to be holding them over a toilet, hoping something's going to come out. That is a waste of your time and theirs, and it's going to frustrate the heck out of your baby and generate a lot of resistance later on. So I know at this point, his diaper might be wet. He might have peed in the car on the way over here because my husband didn't take him. But I know that he does not need to go now in this moment. And so I waited. And y'all, about 15 minutes later, right after we had ordered our food, he starts to fuss. He starts to arch out of the high chair. He's leaning almost horizontal, trying to go somewhere. He's looking around. He's starting to vocalize in a more and more agitated way. It's like, oh, that's a potty signal. So I scooped him up. I took him to the bathroom, held him over the toilet, and he pees right away. I changed his diaper, and we went back to the table and continued with our dinner. When we got home, I knew that he probably needed to poop because he still had not pooped since I got home at 4 o'clock, and he had not gone earlier in the day, and he'd had dinner, and he was making what I see as poop signals at dinner, and I even took him again to the bathroom after dinner, and he didn't go. He peed, but he didn't poop. So I know, okay, he needs to go, but he hasn't gone. We just had dinner, so he's had a meal. There's a strong possibility he's going to need to go before bath time. So what did I do? I brought him in. I sat him on the potty while I ran the bath water. I then left the room. I went to go get something, and I came back maybe 3 or 4 minutes later. He's still sitting on the potty on his own, pooping by himself. And he was just entertaining himself with a book while I went and did something else. And I got back and he was still there. And a lot of people might feel like you have to sit at the potty and you have to make sure they don't crawl away and you have to kind of be in control of the situation all the time. No. Once you have laid the groundwork for your baby to do this and you've layered on the skills that they are going to need for potty training, did you know they actually estimate that it takes 40 specific different skills to be fully potty trained? A potty trained toddler requires the development of 40 different individual skills to be fully potty trained. You can absolutely start building these skills and layering them on from birth. You do not have to wait until you have an older toddler who can speak and make their own sandwiches and run and ride a bike to potty train. Is it going to be easier to learn all those skills in one quick go later? Yeah, because they're practically in kindergarten. But you can start building these skills from birth, and they're layering on top of each other. As your baby gets more and more gross motor skills, fine motor skills, verbal skills, cognitive skills, they will be able to naturally start taking on the responsibility for more and more of these pieces themselves. So by 11 months, I'm in another room, I'm getting something else. He's sitting on the potty, going pee and going poop by himself while I am away. I came back, I helped him wipe, I put him in the bathtub, dumped the potty in the toilet, and that's all she wrote. That was it. Got him ready for bed and put him to bed. And that is a 24-hour day, y'all. It is not something that you are running back and forth to the bathroom to manage. It is not about guess and test. It is not about watching your baby constantly waiting for something to happen. When you build these skills strategically, the way that I teach you inside Born Ready, inside Ditch the Diapers, you are going to have the skills yourself to teach your baby these skills in a way that fits in with your real life, that does not add something on to what you're already doing. It does not make your life harder. It actually makes your life easier. And it folds into the routines that you're already living. When you do this, your baby is going to naturally start to become toilet independent on their own as they grow and develop mobility, the ability to speak, the ability to handle their clothing on their own. It's all going to come naturally. This is not stressful potty training in a weekend with the tantrums and the battles for control. This is your baby doing what they are naturally designed to do because you are doing what you were naturally designed to do, and you are stepping in to help. All right, thank you so much for listening. Next week, I will cover what it is like doing EC with a newborn, because it's obviously wildly different than the stage that I'm at right now. But I wanted to give you a taste of what you can expect, what you can look forward to, what is coming when you do this from birth. All right, thanks so much for listening. I will be back next Monday with another episode. Bye for now. If you loved today's episode, would you take a moment to help me reach even more mamas with this message? Leave me a review or share this with a friend. You can help even more families discover what's possible. You can find education and support for every stage of your baby's potty learning journey at readyfrombirth.com. And be sure to follow me on Instagram at readyfrombirth.ec. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back every Monday with a brand new episode. See you next time. Bye for now.